Almost freaking forgot. I like how it's like a life support beep. Thank you for waiting till I get buckled.
Do we want that facing backwards or forwards?
Backwards.
Okay. We just gotta be
Because
loud.
we were too loud last time.
Ricky was almost inaudible.
Yes, as was Dawson.
Yeah,
Things
but
were
first-
simpler when it was just your truck.
Things were.
Too bad gas is so expensive. We
Truly.
can't drive it down.
Well, when Austin starts DMing, you guys will come over to our place and then truck again.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And by that I mean I will come over to your place because
No.
Dawson won't make the drive because he's a coward.
Dawson could just come over to your place and then...
You guys carpool.
You're not here, Dawson. I get to call you out.
That is the rule. If you're not here to defend yourself, you will be attacked. This fucking Chevy about to take your fucking spot.
If it does, I will actually cry. I'm gonna stop and watch.
You drove right past it. We're good.
That's okay.
Nice.
And Dickhead Tacoma is parked across. So
Right.
He won't take my spot.
Why is he a dickhead? Is it just
Because
because
he always takes the good spot.
Really, you just gotta like watch out to see what covered spots are never actually taken.
I know which ones aren't. I just don't park there.
Lest you get parked in like Ricky.
That one time when we're all traumatized.
I still think we should have cut that guy's tires.
If I did not literally live there, I probably would be more about it.
Especially because it's not like we didn't have ample parking like a few
Everywhere
yards
else.
away.
Why can't she pass this guy?
Oh no.
You got here first. You got the right of way. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Highlander. More like, get in my way so I can't gander. Yo, license plate drops?
Find him.
Drag
All the listeners of the
her.
podcast.
Slay her.
Attack.
One listener who decided not to show up this time.
Damn.
Feels terrible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely awful.
Okay,
Okay.
let's get into it because I want to talk about this.
So what happened at DnD last week?
I barely remember.
Freaking Vela
It was a
derailed
heist.
me in the best way.
Because genuinely started off, it's like, okay, well, who's gonna sleep with who? We gotta go
Okay.
downstairs.
Well, everyone basically
We
survived
walked back in
the...
after the encounter.
Yeah, everyone survived the anti-paladin encounter. Very cool.
Anti-paladin encounter?
Yeah, the big chunky lady.
Oh,
With the
I
big
didn't
axe.
know she was an anti-paladin.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like we ever really know.
Big fuck off axe. And everyone goes inside. They're like, oh, thanks for doing that. You are now allowed to
downstairs.
go downstairs. And then Kasha and Kiki see that, you know, everyone's coming up, including Pike. Pike sits down. And then the girls all surround him. And then Pike's... Did he finally, like, just, like, give a, hey, I'm not into you to Vela? Or
Vela
did she just
Bella started
separate
getting drunk.
At that point, Vela was not...
into him anymore?
She was into him. She just understood that it wasn't happening. So she
Gotcha.
resigned herself to drink.
Gotcha. So Vela went up to the bar, asked the bartender
Or whatever,
Aetherian had, and the bartender has liqueurs for specific war veterans that, or just in general alcoholics, I suppose, that have built up a tolerance to everything else. So Aetherian was actually able to get tipsy, similar with Pike. Vela ordered this drink, failed the con save,
Vela
and
too
got wasted.
got
fucking... she
drank
immediately
half of
passed
it, drank half of it, vomited on the bar top, and then passed out.
Yeah.
You can drink the other half.
Yes, Aetherian came up.
There's probably vomit in it.
He checked it.
He did check it. There wasn't much vomit in it. He said that
He's not picky.
He chugged the remaining half, also rolled really low, and so he was wasted. But he wasn't like throwing up. He was just borderline unable to control his body. So
That'll come into play
she's
later.
like, hey, freaking go downstairs. There's beds downstairs. Go sleep this off. Thank you for taking care of us. Go down there. And then Aetherian's like, yeah, okay, all right. And then went to go pick up Vela, rolled a enough to pick her up with his strength, but rolled a natural 1 on the acrobatics to just like stay upright and coherent. So he basically picked up Vela and then proceeded to fall down, but since he's 6 feet tall and Vela's like 40 pounds, he acted as a giant catapult and threw her across the bar. And then now he was on the floor. And at this point, I remembered to roll for the snail distance. So I rolled for the, what is it, gastropod?
The gastropod pursuer.
Gastropod pursuer. So I rolled for that. It got higher than it had distance to him from last session, so it was on top of
Is it
him.
every session? I'm not like, it's already done and we fixed it, so it's not a big deal. Is it every session or like every 24 hours?
No, it's just
every
that
24 hours. It is every 24 hours.
So you
The card description specifies it's every 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah,
So it
so
just
you
keeps coming after you.
Yes, that's the point. It pursues you.
So you shouldn't have necessarily rolled that time because it had been 24 hours since he pulled the card in the first place.
It's fine.
We fixed it very easily.
Dawson never interjected and said, no, that's wrong. So
Okay. No, well, he's the one who specifically told me that I needed to roll for the distance.
so he's the liar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's on him.
I think he meant for you to roll in the morning, like after we slept.
Well, he didn't tell him no when he rolled. So
Because it was funny.
It was funny. It was apt.
And it wasn't a big deal.
And granted, it just would have got him when he was sleeping in the morning. So.
yeah.
But, so. Anyway, the lady. Fuck me.
Oh, you said the gamer phrase. You shouldn't have said that.
Okay.
So Austin gets
He
turned
just
into
gave
stone.
up.
So yeah, Etherean gets turned into stone.
Well,
The
hold
horror
on.
Of all the
The bartender looks over the counter and is like, dude, what the fuck's your problem?
Because he had just flung a bird across the room.
And is now on the floor. And the bartender's like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? And it's like, what, is that a snail? And then the snail touched Etherean's hand and turned him into stone. As per the spell Flesh to Stone.
Yes. Which can only be reversed with the spell Stone to Flesh.
Indeed. And Ricky was like, oh, hey, I can actually have something to fix this. Oh, never mind. That's actually one spell level higher than what I need. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was just going into this like, oh, this will be a funny quick moment because Asklin can reverse this. Because Ricky at some point said he could reverse it.
Austin was really upset that you just, like, fixed it. But that is also just Austin being like the new you, where he just like once he plays a character for more than like 3 sessions, he's like, I want to play a different character now. So that like was his, and I called him out on that when we were talking about it. I'm like, you realize
you're just a new Tristan.
Like I didn't say it like that. I was like, you're just trying to play a new character every like 3 sessions over here. Like, why don't you commit to this one character that we have a dynamic with? And then,
play into the dynamic and make them have more fun.
yeah, and he's like, I just want to play Xeraphos, and I'm like, well, he didn't say Xeraphos, he said whatever his stupid fucking new name is, but it's funny he doesn't listen to this.
Arthurius. So we would barely have to remember a new name.
It's Xeraphos. Which, I mean, is fine, but if he doesn't write that story, he is going to come back as a level 7.
Yeah, and he hasn't written that story yet, so.
Yeah, so, your move, dickhead. And I would, I kind of, Dawson's not here, so he can't correct me, so I'm just going to put these words in his mouth. I got the vibe that Dawson was slightly disappointed because he was really excited for that card, and then it happened, and then it was over, and it's like, oh, because that was supposed to be like one of the worst cards in the deck, and then it's just, oop, fixed.
Well, if it keeps pursuing you every 24 hours, then yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's more of like, because we were in a space where it could immediately be fixed with spells.
Correct.
I mean, it could,
you guys were...
well, to be fair, with Tristan the DM, I feel like any space it could just instantly be fixed with spells if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If
I wanted to, but you guys were literally in an area that I made not a shop that happened to have scrolls. It was specifically a wizard who made scrolls.
If this
so
happened
like she
next
had
session,
access
it would have
to
been way worse.
Correct. If this happened if this happens in the dungeon when you guys are the only access to magic that you guys aren't in control of is evil magic. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm saying if God is sympathetic to your plight, it's really easy to fix your problems.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that is true.
That is not necessarily a criticism because I if that had happened to Vela, I would have been very sad if you didn't let me immediately undo it.
I'm aware.
But Austin is not me.
I know.
You know.
And that's why I was kind of like, in the past, like with the Medusas that you guys faced in the, wow, what the
Medusa.
Shut up. What session was that? You guys were, I can't even remember what group that was. Oh my god.
It's when we had Tyler. The plate.
Yes.
I mean, that was any time Arjun was around, though.
Yeah.
That was for like 2 sessions.
I think that's one of the times I think that's when we were trying to kill
That was
Steven
before,
on his dad.
that was during that. Yeah, that was when you guys fell into the pocket dimension that was in his nightstand. There we go. Okay, there we go. I was like, where the fuck? How did you guys
What?
get there?
You don't remember
I don't
that?
fucking... No, of course I don't.
I don't remember it
I
either,
don't remember
to be
any
fair.
fun shit. It all just leaves my brain immediately.
Which is why
So-
we need a podcast.
Yes.
So, when the Duke and the Duchess were basically being replaced...
The Duck and the Duchess.
The Duck and the Duchess.
Please pronounce it correctly.
when the Duke and the Duchess were being replaced by Lucius, who was Scaliana's dad, who was masquerading as all these different people.
Don't remember that either.
Okay.
Well, you know his true name, reader of my stuff.
Huh? Oh.
She's
Which
not
was
gonna
his,
be-
like, human
yeah.
name.
So, there was a pocket dimension that was
He
set
falls
up.
asleep during your shit.
Yes.
I was.
I don't fall asleep. Oh shit, we gotta get over
Yeah. So,
Please don't crash.
there was a pocket dimension in like a little nightstand, and you guys had to go in there in order to find the MacGuffin to basically get him to come out. What that was, I cannot remember. And at some point during that, you guys had to face some iron golems and some Medusas, and they had stone to flesh, or sorry, flesh to stone, just by looking at you. And if you failed like a reflex save just to freaking look away, you would be turned to stone. And then I was like, oh wow, that's really threatening. Yeah, I'll throw that in there. And then like when we actually were playing, I was like, there's 2 of these. If anybody like fails the reflex saves, like the campaign will just end right here. So I modified it to another type of Medusa that's in
And
there.
that is a great thing. Not in our main storyline thematic campaigns. You know what I mean? Like if that was Emerald Spire and there was just the potential for the game to end right
That
there,
would've been
that'd be
fine.
fantastic because that's how those go.
Right.
But these are our
Storytelling.
These are our story characters. Like
Correct.
Like that's Emerald Spire is like
It's your character grinder.
is like classic like
Brutal
game,
D&D.
game mode.
Yes.
And then this is story mode. What are you looking at?
Sorry, I got paranoid for a second. We are rolling.
When I'm not driving, I'm always doing that too.
I'm just
So
gonna put this
Kasha
back
did
down.
not originally know that anything happened to
Oh,
Assyrian because
right.
at this point Kasha and Kiki had already gone downstairs with Pike.
Yes,
Yes.
into the chamber,
He was
Yes.
asking if they wanted to come downstairs.
and Vela was looking for them.
Mel was already passed out.
And so Vela was passed out on near like the top.
Why is it like that?
in case you fucked up and you need to get back on. I have no clue.
So Kiki and Kasha are downstairs.
And
Pike
Pike.
invites both of them in.
Yes.
It's a little
Truly a gamer.
weird. And then at some point Bella like stumbles down the stairs, and from the room Kiki and Kasha can hear her arguing with another person.
Well, no, because she was screaming. Like I don't remember if she called you a whores or
Yeah.
sluts.
So
or whatever,
hold on. I told you guys to roll perception. Kiki rolled a really high perception, and I said that you could hear very light talon feet waddling down the stairs. And then that's when Kiki was like, okay, we need to get in there. So you guys all went into Pike's room, and then Pike was like, all right, and they started undressing. And that is when
Pike started undressing.
Pike started
Yes.
undressing.
I was gonna say I don't think they started undressing.
no, not immediately.
Not immediately. They gave it a few seconds. They're classy ladies.
Well, Pike was like, okay, well, you guys can come in if you want, and then he just like walked in his room, and then I think he may have started undressing before
Have
they
the
even closed the
tearaway
doors.
pants just
yeah. Well, and then
Well, not
Kasha-
even that, just
and then
like he
Kasha
took
and
off his jacket, like put it on the coat rack, like started taking off his shirt,
Well, all
folding
you
his
said
shirt.
was undressing. So
Yeah, I guess
I'm
I
only
needed to
supposed
describe
imagine
more.
tearaway pants.
No, they're not like the drow.
Ladies. Drax is like the drow. But
Yes.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there. So,
non-consensual dude.
good God.
I can't believe my man, the D man. I can't believe it.
So
His true form revealed.
so
I mean, would you call what he did with Tuberis totally consistent?
No,
you
I
guys
don't think I
basically
would.
wrestled for dominance. It was Kaylee described it as like Greek wrestling.
Yeah.
Or Egyptian wrestling.
And Drax took advantage of a confused lizard man, and it all makes sense now.
It does all make sense now.
That Drax was just an
Tuberis is a
unconsensual dude
victim.
this whole time. Tuberis is gonna have to go to therapy for that.
I mean, he's gonna need therapy
I
for
wonder
a
if
lot
he'll
of
graduate.
reasons. So Kiki heard Vela start screaming
Oh
at
yeah,
a dude.
so Vela came down the stairs, didn't know where they all went because she failed her perceptions.
started knocking on the first door.
No, what happened was Vela screamed like you whores or you sluts or something
Yeah.
like
Where
that.
are you, you horse?
And then Drax opened his door and was like, "Hey."
What the fuck are you yelling for?
Shut up. Oh, actually, you look rather
And like, yo, got that
inebriated.
bowling pin for him. What the fuck?
Yeah, he was like, "What the fuck are you like? They're not here." And Vela was like, "Well, let me see in your room." And he's like, "No, you're not coming." Well, actually, if you want to come in my room,
Interesting. Why don't you come in
why don't you come in
right now? And I'll shut the door and lock it.
And then at that point, Kiki was like, "Should
Yeah,
we do
they
something?"
they
And
had,
Tasha was like, "You need to open the door for me. I'll go do it." And then they had rock paper scissors to see who got Pike.
yes, and then Kasha won the first round, but Kasha was like, "No, I'll be fair. I'll do the best 2 out of 3." And then where she proceeded to fail.
Yeah. Look, I play fair.
I don't know if Kaylee said this to you, but she did want to canonically make a statement that Kasha's not cool sharing just because.
I mean, yeah.
That's very clear.
I got that.
Okay.
That was the joke.
That is,
Yeah,
he's
that
like,
was
"There's a
the-
contract."
Yeah,
There's
that
no
was the
contract."
joke. Isabella was just making it up.
Oh.
Like, you signed something!
She was super drunk and committing fraud. Like,
So
Not the worst crime she's committed.
definitely not.
no.
Not even that session.
Grand theft.
So then Kiki and Pike fade to black. Kasha collects a very drunk Vela
Really
and tells
early.
Drax to
Like,
fuck
what
off.
a coward.
Shut up.
Austin thought the same thing, but of course he did.
But-
I'm not
but
going to
it's too
describe
early.
how.
You don't
Pike-
need to describe anything. It was just like the door shut and fade to black. Like, come on, dude.
One, it's Alex, who was already like not super into role play. Two, she
Let
doesn't have
alone
the same kind
ERP.
of like romance that you and Tristan have, nor the actual marriage that me and Tristan have.
Yeah.
Coward. Anyway. Fuck!
God, I gotta be so careful.
God damn it!
So careful.
I like felt it like come to the front of my brain, and I was like trying to stop it, and it just happened.
I need to
It's
stop
possessed
saying
you.
it so like colloquially in my regular everyday life because I got really good at not saying it.
Anytime I say it in my regular everyday life, it feels wrong. Like it's like become a forbidden word for
It's
me.
stopped feeling wrong in my everyday life, and I need to make it feel wrong again.
We're talking about the word that,
The word that shall not be worded.
yeah, I mean not that word. There's a few of those. We're talking about the one that isn't actually like a bad word.
It's
Yeah.
not a bad word. It's just a bad word to us.
Yeah.
It's a bad word to Ricky, and we like Ricky.
So Kasha collects Vela away from Drax, and they get their own room, and then Vela passes
And
out
Drax
immediately.
does recede into his room after seeing Kasha because Drax owes them
He
money.
owes me money.
Yes.
Well, he owes Kiki money, but he knows I'm the one that's gonna collect.
My favorite part of all that is that Austin did not know that was Drax like that entire time. Like I was talking to
We
him
didn't
about
know it was Drax until he said the name Drax.
No, I mean like even after that session, he was just not paying attention.
Oh.
Why do I feel like
Are you
Like, we
lost?
missed it.
we didn't miss it? I was paying attention.
Okay.
What was
Oh.
that last street we were at?
I could not tell
Was
you.
that Southern?
I don't know. We'll find out right now.
Yeah,
We'll find out. So, Drax proceeds back, closes his door. Kasha collects.
Seeds back into his unconsensual den.
Yes.
Well, he had an incubus or a succubus in there or
Let's
something.
go.
Kasha collects Vela during
Who's
that.
really the unconsensual partner in that situation, though? What do you think about it?
I think they're both consenting, probably.
I don't think
They're both
about it.
consenting in their unconsent.
Yes,
Okay,
it's
this
like.
is Elliot. We've definitely gone too far.
Yeah.
Oh my
How
God!
did
Yeah,
we
we're
get
like
this?
almost a Chandler.
Yeah, how did we get here?
We wanted a really long episode for kind of a
What
short
street are we
session.
on?
Elliot,
Yeah, we should.
McClintock.
Yeah. What?
You guys just
Huh?
want to go get some big O tires?
Let's go.
I'm
Yeah,
so fucking confused. How did we get here?
You're driving, my man.
How did we miss it, though?
Because I wasn't looking for it.
Guadalupe is the next one up, which means it should have been right there.
Then let's
And
turn
we just
around.
drove a little too far.
I know, but like I didn't see it at all.
This is actually all a big part of Big Dutch to gaslight us. They've made a popular brewing company.
It's on wheels. They move it.
Dutch, known for their wheels.
Well, Dutch Bros is now partnering up with Big Gasoline to make us waste more
Waste
gasoline.
gas.
Trying to find its hidden.
My man Joe.
Fucking
Joe Mama.
So I don't know what happened with Askelin and Ithilden.
I was getting to that. So
It would have been great
Askelin-
if either of them had showed up to tell us.
So Askelin and Ithilden, right? Askelin and Ithilden decided to be like, okay, we need to fix Aetherian. So they come downstairs, and they come downstairs while Kasha is collecting Vela, and Drax like still is behind the door.
Oh yeah, and they both rolled just
Right.
natties.
He hears that people
Is
are
it on
talking.
rural? Or is it on McClintock?
I think
It's on rural.
It is on rural.
That's why we didn't find it. Fuck!
Oh, right, because McClintock was closed that one time, and we were like, oh, that's fine, it's on rural, so we're good.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was thinking because one of our stores is right on McClintock Guadalupe.
So Drax hears that Kasha's talking to somebody else now, and thinks that maybe he can just crack the door open and grab the bird. So he opens.
Yeah.
Forceful. Not even going to invite her in. He's going full blown.
He did invite her in. She just
It's
called
been
him
a while.
whore.
Oh, also, I wanted to ask. He was a Blood Rager,
Yes.
correct? Why is he not in the Abyss? Because they have to be chaotic. Because they're a barbarian.
You can move.
You're a coward. That's all I'm saying.
He also. I don't think Blood Ragers. Do Blood Ragers have to be chaotic?
Yes.
Barbarians have to be.
Barbarians
Yes.
have to
I
be.
remember when I was looking at my possible Blood Rager that they have. It says any chaotic or whatever.
Okay, good to know. He also was abyssal bloodline, so yes, he would have gone to the abyss.
And then he hopped over.
He just got out of that.
Sometimes.
Just on the prowl. The prowl took him somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there's too many things in the abyss to unconsensual him.
Oh.
Yeah.
God. And that's where we're heading. Yay.
So Drax cracks open the door to see if he can swipe the bird, and Ithilden and Askelin both notice this and proceed to roll intimidates. Both of them got over 30, and Drax just okay and just closed the door again and like locked it behind him. So
What? Say it. Come on.
it made me cringe. So while the rest of the party can hear the monkey screams from the couple doors over.
Oh, God.
I know.
Is the monkey screaming or is Pike screaming?
You guys don't know. Kasha could have found out.
Gotcha did not care to.
Gorilla grip.
You could have been mine.
So
Yeah, once the monkey's touched, I don't want it.
Tristan rolled and everything.
Got like fleas.
God, that completely derailed my train of thought. So
Understandable.
so everyone else grabs some open rooms, locks the door behind them, gets some rest,
Monkey.
good to go. So everyone wakes up and does their quick shopping before, or no, they go upstairs, they ask for breakfast, and the bartender proceeds to give them, like maggot omelets and like this is a breakfast that you'd find in hell.
We're in Abaddon, though. Idiot.
Breakfast you'd find in the inverted plains.
Kind of an ASMR moment.
You don't get to do that while we're in the car. That's like when we're all getting in and you're like alone for a second. That's when you get to have
That's
just
when
an
I do
ASMR.
my
Let's establish the rules here.
No need to get willy-nilly with your ASMR.
You want to start your own ASMR podcast? That's fine. Don't bring it here, bud.
Don't bring it here. Get the fuck out.
No good sounds on this podcast.
None, only bad sounds.
Like,
Stop. That's not what I meant.
Awful.
you said bad sounds.
I meant crinkly noises, not fucking monkey sex noises.
that makes my brain crinkle.
What the fuck are we, what's going on right
I
now?
don't know.
Monkey.
I don't know. We should have evolved to past this.
So eventually everybody wakes up. Like I think
Wakes up,
Esselin
gets
goes
breakfast.
down. Yeah, we wake up and get breakfast, and that's when Vela discovers what happened.
Everyone goes shopping.
No, we have to have
It's
the very
popping off
dramatic
at
moment where
Bogey's.
Vela's like, what the fuck, why is my dude made of stone right now?
Why is my boy toy?
Oh yeah, Askelin told Vela that, hey,
Why is Stebro stuck in stone?
Aetherian's made of stone, so you need to, like, probably fix that.
I would like to call out Austin real fast before we pause,
Okay.
because I will forget.
Okay.
Again, he doesn't listen to this, so it doesn't matter. Not that I didn't already call him out in real life, but he did, like, criticize our, air quotes, ERP. He's like, it's really weak. And I'm like, dude, you have the opportunity to do it. Like, my character wants you. Like, you have the opportunity. And he's like, yeah, but that's, like, not fun. I'm like, then shut the fuck up!
Then do something to, like, heighten the tension a
Yeah,
little bit,
dude.
dude.
I'm
You
sorry,
are an active
Austin. I'm
participant.
sorry, Austin. Are you getting bored because you're not getting aroused by your friends? Kind of fucking sus. We'll be back. We're back, you sick fucking bastard.
Are you trying to Ricky?
No, the guy who wants to be aroused by his friends doing ERP.
He definitely at some point probably specified that it was Alex specifically, but like at that point, it's like, then it's even. I feel like that's even
That's
more weird.
weird. Yes,
do
yes,
do
it is.
Have
Yes,
like
it is.
a cuck fantasy then at that point, where like you want your girlfriend to be hit on by a different dude.
No, no, I don't mean like that. I mean like him hitting on her.
Oh, just do that. Then.
No, I agree with Kaylee because he's making no effort with his character to pursue that.
I don't think that's what he meant. Knowing Austin, that's definitely not what he meant.
It's
That's
not.
more of a Ray move.
Is that a Ray move? Are we bringing Ray? Have we mentioned Ray on this podcast before?
What did Ray do to you?
Yeah, what the fuck? How is that a Ray move?
Because
His girlfriend liked Austin, we assume?
yeah.
Oh, well,
Even then, was he cool? I don't think he was like encouraging it.
I don't even. Austin still refuses to acknowledge that that was a thing.
It was a bad joke. Moving
We're
on.
moving on.
We miss you, Ray. Come back.
Use your HVAC license.
Yo. What were we talking about?
So, everyone woke up,
up.
everyone had breakfast, everyone was going downstairs on
Mike
the
offered cautious
third
sloppy
level
seconds.
down.
I will no, hold on. I need to go back to this for a second.
Okay.
But I need to clarify.
Okay.
I think it's weirder because I don't think it's a cuck thing.
Obviously not.
It's not.
That is a joke.
That is a joke.
It'd be more acceptable if it was a cuck thing.
I
Austin.
think it's weird. No, I think it's weird because if you're trying to ERP with your girlfriend in front of all your buddies, like that's a little bit strange. Like at least when it is your buddies, you know it's like funny haha,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But like when you're trying to
Yeah, Freddie. That's why it's so easy between you and me. It's just funny, haha.
It's just
yeah.
a joke, bro.
Yeah, it's just, it's just a joke.
Everything that happened on that trip, that was all a prank. Like, dude, it was just fun and games. Nothing happened. So what were we talking about? Dead air, guys. Come on.
Well, you're killing Tristan right now.
It's fine.
It's
Ah,
fine. So we
I was trying to not choke on my drink.
Bella went downstairs and bought a scroll to make sure that
Oh yeah, and I
Rogan.
fucking bartered with that bitch for like 20 minutes.
and then eventually
It wasn't
Aspen
even
came
bartering.
up.
I was just like, she would say a price and I'd say like 100 gold lower. And she's like, I'm not going any lower. I'm like, 200 gold lower.
Aspen eventually paid the difference without telling you, just to get you to shut up. And then he went upstairs. You brought him back. And when we had to go back downstairs, we
It's
were gonna
that
we were gonna go try to steal it back. We had an elaborate plan.
I mean,
Yes, can you guys describe your elaborate plan
it was
for
my
me?
elaborate
It
plan.
was your lab. Two of us were
Don't
gonna be
get it
invisible.
twisted.
We were gonna grab all of the stuff we could, while Kiki
Yeah,
distracted her.
Kiki was going to be the distraction because Kiki,
Can't go
despite
invisible.
being in a group of thieves, is not very good at being stealthy.
She's a monk. You think she would be?
Jesus,
Yes, I sent her like 3 archetypes that were based around being stealthy as a monk, and she didn't use any of them.
What archetype is she?
I don't think
She's
she
not
is
using
one.
archetype.
She didn't put that.
Classic Alex.
Classic Alex. Fuck. Me and Austin were talking about 2E because he showed me that character builder, which I want to get to that. I'm kind of excited for 2E now. I'm not gonna lie. Calm down. Let me finish. Jesus Christ. What was I saying? Oh, he showed me that character builder, and then later Alex was over, and he was showing her that character builder, and he was like saying how like you don't have an excuse now, like you don't get to not play like you said you were saying you were going to. Apparently, she was just not going to play 2E because she didn't want to have to build a character for it. And I'm like, That's not how this works.
What
Just
was
because
she
you're
gonna
his
do?
boyfriend now doesn't mean you get to dip out on the rest of us. That's not
Alex?
how this fucking works.
Alex is his boyfriend?
Other way.
Well, you don't know what they do.
I know a little bit, which is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah,
But you don't know if she's packing.
I don't.
Yeah.
Good God. Good God, I don't.
This is a bad episode.
She actually has the Borellis.
This is a really bad episode.
She is Borellis.
The
That's her
stalactite.
secret. Those weren't loaded dice. It was just God telling us.
It was warning.
Warning. Why is he warning us? Why do we need to be warned?
No!
My man! It's fine.
In case Austin is found dead in his bed one day.
We need to start over.
We need to
start
stop.
over the episode. Let's
This
just...
is a great episode. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry, guys, if you ever actually listen to this.
They won't. Alex Mantelik episode 2.
Alex read 3 chapters of my story and stopped. So
I don't think she
Damn.
read any of mine.
I don't think she stopped.
Double down.
She was just like, man, I read 3 chapters and it's really good. I'm like,
And
it's not that long. Like, why'd you stop at 3? Did you have 3 minutes to fucking spare? It's fine. She won't listen to this.
okay, we maybe should talk about this later. Was she just gonna like not show up to DnD anymore?
Or she's gonna show up and just like
I
sit
don't
there.
know if he was like
Responding
being
jokingly to her
hyperbolic,
joking.
or if she was joking and he didn't take it as a joke. But I heard that and I was like, huh? Like, you don't get to not show up. We'll fucking make characters for you. That's not how this
Tristan
works.
will do it. He makes characters every day.
I won't make characters for her because I think that's a cop out. But I would rather force her to make a character, like at gunpoint. Like, I'm sorry.
Hey, Freddie, you know her inclinations. She'd prefer knife point.
Her inclinations.
Since we went on this big tangent, I'm going to continue the tangent anyway. Fuck!
Oh my fucking god, that scared the shit out of me. I almost fucking crashed into the sidewall. Jesus Christ, my fucking ear is ringing. Oh my fucking god. That scared the fuck out of me. Holy shit.
Stop screaming.
Calm down. Like that immediately gave me a headache. Holy shit. That was like a gunshot. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Whole side of my face went slack there for a second. I had a stroke. A lot of dead air this episode.
It's a bad episode.
You gonna let me in? He's not. What a guy. Did he switch lanes?
Tristan, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, what were you gonna say before you fucking shattered my eardrum?
I'm trying to
okay?
get control of myself.
I think he's gonna talk about how he introduced Austin
Oh,
to that
fuck.
character creator first.
Yeah, so I'll
A
turn it
few
down.
volume levels down.
Sorry,
my
not to
ears
blow
are
Dawson on
ringing
you.
now.
I apologize. Austin was like, hey, I really want to show you this character I made. And I was like, yeah, sure, dude. And so...
Yeah, sure, broski.
sure, broski. So, he and I hopped on a Discord call so he could share his screen and show me.
Yeah, I think I heard him today. It was his skeleton guy.
Yeah, and so he's showing me this. He's like, "Oh yeah, I found this character builder." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the one that I sent you like months ago, remember?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, anyway." And that's not me using it; that's him using it. So that's contextual.
It's a quote.
It's a quote.
It's like Huckleberry Finn.
So I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the character builder I showed you." And that's literally the only thing that I was like making a big huff about. Was he's acting like he found this character builder, and I'm like, dude, come on.
He never like explicitly told me he found it, nor do I particularly give a shit who found it. I think it's a good character builder. It works
It is
really
a
well.
very good character builder.
It makes a lot of my anxieties about 2E kind of go away, because a lot of it was based around the character creation system and like how it was very streamlined. getting to read all of it. It's not as streamlined as I thought it was going to be. And also, I kind of really do like some of the interesting, like the ancestor, like how there's a lot of like character lore in the building of the character. Like you have to pick a background, you have to pick an ancestry. And I like that a lot. Like we were making Tuberis in it, and it was like, I mean, obviously it's not exact, you know, it's not grab and instantly kill Tuberis, but it's a fighter with a big axe Tuberis in it, and he was showing me like all of it, and I'm like, that's really fucking cool. Like there's like an ancestry for lizard folk that just makes them really good at swimming, and I'm like, that's probably the one he would have because he's really good at swimming. I made Varys in it, and her background is like hermit forest because she doesn't, you know, she just lives in the woods.
Right.
But yeah, I like, and I also like the way like action economy works in 2E.
Yes.
Like just you have three actions and it's very straightforward. I think that's a really cool thing, and that's what I was telling him. It's like, bro, even though we don't play 2E, we can take some of these features and use them because this is totally transferable. You know.
That's what I was, I was kind of talking about stuff, and he was like, yeah, you know, I want us to, like, play by the rules first before we start messing with stuff, and I completely understand that. A lot of things are completely transferable.
Remember when we played by the rules last time, and it was so boring that I had to bring my boss in to destroy everything? Remember that?
I do remember that.
But yeah, I'm somewhat looking forward to 2E now.
I'm glad.
I do think Austin is jumping the gun a little bit with the, like, he's like making his character for 2E and shit. It's like, how do you know you're going to be playing 2E, motherfucker? Like, what are you talking about?
Who do you think is going to DM besides you?
Yeah. Mr. Skeleton Man.
At the very end of it, he was like, yeah, you know, because the lore for this character was that he was a shipmate on Zarathos's skeleton crew.
Yes, I know.
And in my head, I was just doing the quick math of, I'm not having two separate systems take place in the same world. So if he can probably play his 2E character, but it'll probably be me transferring the 2E stuff into my homebrewed 1E stuff.
Let's come back to this when we're in the parking lot because we have not finished the
Correct. So Bella...
So two of us are invisible.
The plan. Two of us are invisible.
We're gonna go grab shit, Kiki's gonna distract. The plan goes off without a hitch. We're both rolled super, super high. The only reason that the shopkeep notices is because I stick around because I can't like lift the whole ass box that I get. Like Bella picks hers up and is gone and she's fine.
But you have a big ass box. You were just
Hold on,
opening.
there were two chests.
Yeah,
there was a smaller chest.
It's my plan, let me talk. There were two chests, there was a small one on top, and there was a big one on the bottom. I thought the big one on the bottom had the money in it. So I just grabbed the small one. I'm like, you're the lockpick lady. Like, you've got lockpicks in your hands, like Spider-Man. It just shoots out. You do the lockpicking, and you did the lockpicking, and you opened it, and the lady was like, huh? That chest just opened on its own. Huh? You know?
Kiki didn't distract well enough.
Yeah, Kiki, you know, classic Kiki. She's got Pike on the brain.
Well, Kiki distracted well, but it was in the beginning, and then Kiki didn't follow up with any, like, more distraction.
So then she was immediately like, oh, hey, yo, I'm missing a box, and one box got open and mysteriously closed again in front of me. We have thieves. Thieves, everybody. And so then the two, like, armor and weapons dealers use magic armor and block the way off.
Right. And
at this point,
Bella, I think... Oh, no, yeah, I'll let you guys describe.
Bella rolled acrobatics to pass through their square undetected.
Because they were blocking the staircase.
She just, like, I like to imagine she just, like, crouch walked under their legs. Holding the box in front of her.
And then Kasha was able to do something similar. She just vaulted over them.
Yeah, but Kiki was still down there.
Yeah.
And, of course, Bella goes and opens the hatch to the bar.
No, because, wait a second. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Am I?
Bella was going to go up and hide in the room. Kasha went up the stairs and then came back down to be like, oh my god, what happened? I totally have an alibi now.
Because...
And then the other
Kasha
person
reminded
was
Bella,
like,
hey, you're supposed to be hungover and in bed.
Because that was the story I told them, is that she was, the shopkeep was like, it's probably to you two, because you two were, like, being sneaky thieves, whatever, or you guys are the only ones that are down here. You went up and it's awfully suspicious. And Kasha's like, search me right now. I do not have it on me. And then if you want, you can go upstairs and you can find Bella, who you're also accusing, even though she's not even
Because
present.
when Kasha popped
Have
the
Pike
big...
search me.
When all cavities. When...
Deep cavity search.
when... when Kasha opened up the big chest, it was all of her scroll paper that she hadn't used yet. So Bella was like, just grab anything that you can. And Kasha's like, there's nothing useful in here.
Nothing useful.
So Vela went upstairs and was going to start going through the chest, and then at some point, I think you told me they were coming up.
Yeah, they were gonna come try to find you. So we were gonna have the alibi that you were hanging out with the Thilden the whole time, hungover.
Yeah.
And so that's when you went up, still invisible,
I was just gonna walk
carrying
out.
the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thilden went outside, basically.
Yeah, and so I was just gonna walk out the door, but then I opened the hatch to the bottom floor, and the lady behind the bar
Hatch to the top floor.
Can see invisibility. I was just like, hey, what are you doing? Where'd you get that?
Sees the hatch open up, can see invisibility, just sees a bird with a giant treasure chest.
It wasn't giant. It was like a lockbox.
It's like 70 pounds.
It was 50 pounds. It was the
Way
size of
way
Bella's
more than
chest.
her.
Yeah.
Yes. I had you roll a high strength to get it.
40
you passed.
pounds of feathers and ass.
That's it. Got those drumsticks.
She's one of those dark meat birds. She ain't got a big breast. Visualization over.
We gave you some time to imagine that.
Dear listeners,
I didn't
Ricky,
need it.
specifically Ricky, imagine that.
If we were better, we would have just taken like all of your portraits of her and put them in a nice collage and put it over there during that silence. If we were better.
Kalaki.
We don't have that kind of
Kalagny.
I don't have that kind of patience.
Yeah. So the bartender says, "Excuse me," and then
Hello,
Bella,
invisible person carrying
Bella
a lockbox.
tries to just go to the door.
Yeah, she just ignores it. Like, you can't see me.
Bartender casts suggestion to make Bella come back.
But her suggestion was just come over here. So as soon as Vela came over there, the suggestion ended because that's how the spell works, and she immediately turned around and started walking away again. But the lady grabbed the lockbox from her.
The lady used her dimension door, which can also grab up to 50 pounds of objects, nearby objects.
Convenient, yeah.
You can look at the fucking. You can look at it. You can look at it.
Somebody's getting defensive.
So she teleports back to the hatch with the chest, and then she picks up the chest and she's like, "I'm gonna take this back downstairs." And then Bella.
Like Nixie's
Oh
lure.
yeah, okay.
I was like, we
I don't remember what
need to
happened
do your
next.
cool thing.
She like the lady grabbed the chest and Bella was like, I'm gonna do the thing you did but better. So she used Nixie's lure, which effectively makes them fascinated with her and walk towards her. And the only time it breaks if they fail the will save is if they're in danger while she's in her own fucking bar.
Yeah.
So she wasn't gonna bump into danger. So Bella was just like, come on! Just started walking out into the desert.
Because you guys basically just erased the biggest danger problem the previous session. During this time, though, that she had already opened up the hatch, and everyone at this point had looked through all the rooms, saw Bella wasn't there, and then proceeded to go up to the next floor, which was the bar. So the lady who's the scroll maker saw at the top of the staircase the barkeep with the chest in her hands, and she's like, "Oh, you have my chest, give me back my chest," and then proceeded to see the barkeep just turn and walk toward Bella. And so the barkeep went up. Bella had some more spare hit die on that spell, so just extended it to the lady who owned the chest. So she was also fascinated in walking toward Bella now.
So they walked. I imagine. I know this is not how it looks, but like in my head, I imagine this bar is like Courage the Cowardly Dog's house, just like in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yes.
So I just imagine like Vela and then like the crowd of people following them, just like walking out into the desert.
Like a clown car.
And then Vela like gets far enough away, turns around, takes the chest out of the barkeep's hand, and keeps walking. And
so what was it? Shit, it was the other people had come with her, the armed people, and they didn't know where Vela was because Vela was invisible. So they were like, well, fuck it. The second we see this bird, we're gonna they didn't know it was Vela, but the second we find this person, we're gonna take him down. So they were just on guard, but they couldn't see Vela.
God.
Where is it? There it is.
That's Alex.
Oh yeah, it is.
No, it's not Alex.
If she takes my parking spot, I'm gonna ram her. No, Alex, I opened that. No, that was for me. No.
No, please, God.
She doesn't listen to this. She won't know. You take my parking spot, I swear to fucking Christ, I'll ram that new car of yours.
This guy's got a lot of miles. He's lived a good
Don't
life.
do it.
She's doing it.
Ah!
Honk at her.
You fucking bitch.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm.
Alex!
I can't believe you've done this!
Alex!
You took my parking spot!
You didn't give me any idea.
I can't believe it!
Damn.
Oh, she's moving. Oh, she's nice.
Aw.
I don't care. I'm parking over here.
She's actually just reparking.
That's fine. But yeah.
So, Vela, with everyone surrounding them, the barkeep and the lady, her name's Marcia, we never mentioned her name on this, they sit down, because that's what Vela had them do. Or no, that's part of the spells. They gather around and they sit down. The guards are looking for Vela. Vela, invisible, just grabs the chest, which also makes the chest turn invisible, and then just starts slowly walking
And
away.
everybody follows her. Like, all of us just collectively get together. And that's pretty much all that happened.
And
in
that's
that
pretty
session.
much
That was 25,000 gold.
Yes. We split up the money between the three of us, nobody else.
Yep. That was it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I didn't stop it.